Liking this video helps me help you sell to boomers.
Hello, welcome back to another video. In this video, it's a short presentation on why I believe 55 and up is the priority as a dropshipper and how to cater your products and your landing pages towards that audience and why I see them as the best consumer archetype to focus on throughout the next few years as a dropshipper. So everybody's typically now selling to people much younger, right? With TikTok or Facebook, the CPAs are rising, the CPMs are rising. And that means you just need to educate your customer a little bit more in order to grasp that CPA target that you're looking for. And a lot of people get stuck. They don't know how to educate properly throughout the consumer buying process. And this is exactly what this short presentation will teach you a little bit about. So it's kind of directed towards the 55 and up market, but if you extrapolate everything that I'm talking about and reverse engineer it, you can utilize it for any demographic. However, for this particular scenario, I'm going to talk about why I'm so bullish on 55 and up and why 8 out of my 10 current active stores are targeting 55 and up through the advertorial education tripwire process. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. Why 55 and up? So you might be questioning right now, you're probably thinking of even skipping this video because you see the chapters here and you see me about to yap on why I believe in 55 and up. But to give you a little bit of background on my credentials and why you should listen to me in the first place, my name's Franky and I've been dropshipping for over 10 years. I've amassed over $100 million in total sales. Over that experience, I've learned a lot about consumer archetypes. And throughout my experience, I've learned that 55 and up is the market that is the most profitable. And why I focus on this demographic specifically, anyone else is an absolute nightmare to sell to. So if you've never dropshipped before and you're selling to people under the age of 55 and you've never scaled to, let's say, 500,000 or $1 million a month, you might be thinking, hey, the people under 40 aren't that difficult to sell to. Why would they be such a nightmare client or customer, right? And the thing is, when you're selling to this demographic, they're going to ask you every single question under the book about the product. They're not only going to ask you about the shipping delays or the timelines, but they're also going to be extremely impatient and unwilling to commit to a higher product price. So anything under 55 and up, you're going to be selling it for, let's say, sub $30, sub $50, unless you're branding it out. Now, the 55 and up market is more susceptible to drop shipping products, and they're more susceptible to buying at a higher ticket price if they're educated amongst that product's criteria, right? So there's certain ways that we can do this utilizing clever marketing. One of them is a tripwire funnel, which I talk about later in this video. But for this case, let's talk about the chapters and what you have to look forward to if you make it a little bit deeper into this video. Number 1 is framing your offer specifically for that demographic. Number 2 is things they look for in products. 3, structuring your landing pages. 4, turning a product into a cash cow. 5 is the tools that I use to utilize this particular strategy. 6, a brief summary thus far, so sort of encapsulating everything that we've already spoken about. Winning products, I give you examples of winning products that I currently have running or have used. And then number 8 is insiders and network assets. So if you guys are interested in this video, go ahead and get yourself something to drink, get yourself a snack, and be prepared for the next 20 minutes and just fight through the yap, because as much as I hate yapping, the only way to disclose this information to you guys is to get through videos like this. So as much as I love to skip them, you guys can utilize chat tools to summarize this video, but pay attention to some of the content inside because it's important to listen to. And I guarantee you that at the end of this video, you're going to be smarter and you're going to thank me for it. So here we have the offer. The offer is how you're going to position your product to the specific demographic, right? So positioning your product for the 55 and up market requires a way different approach than selling to younger audiences, right? If your funnel isn't structured with their priorities in mind, you'll miss the mark. In this module, I'll give you a clear overview of how to frame your offer to an older demographic and why doing so creates some of the most reliable, profitable customers you'll ever have. So if you've ever sold to people over the age of 55, 1, you've seen the ads online as kids, right? They're infomercials, they're products that fit that older demographic. They always show like Slap Chop or the OxyClean or Thai Butter or, P90X. These are the golden days of infomercials online. And the people that were buying them at 30 and 40 when they were coming them out, or when those products were coming out, are now older. So they're used to already being susceptible to that style of marketing. And that's why I focus my advertorials and my tripwires around that sort of dopamine release or marketing demographic. And I'll show you a little bit of an example on how to do that here. So both beauty, fitness, and fast fixes, this is what this demographic likes the most, right? Now you might say, health, beauty, fitness, and fast fixes, that pretty much covers 100% of the market. That's not true. Taking a product like a health product and tailoring it to an audience that's under 40 years old is going to be completely different than tailoring it to an audience above 55, not only just in landing pages, but in the models, in the product photography, in the education that they're being fed throughout the buying process. So if you're selling to somebody that's under 40, it might be sort of a UGC style video. If you're selling to somebody above 55, it might be sort of an advertorial style video, utilizing Google VEO3, or maybe a paid actor who also fits their age demographic. That's something to consider. So a lot of my strategy early on has been finding products that are doing really well for a younger demographic, and then sort of just copying and pasting it for an older demographic, utilizing my skill set with marketing to that demographic to begin with. So make it super short and simple. The era of the infomercial has grown, and they're being force-fed content daily that doesn't align, right? So all of these people are seeing the same ads that we're seeing on PP ads, on AdSpy, on Kalo Data, on FastMoss, and these ads aren't necessarily aligned for an older demographic. They're catering to that younger audience, that fast impulse buyer, when they're missing out on an entire market that is 55 and up. The entire market that's consuming these videos is 55 and up. And if you don't believe me, go to the breakdown tab. Go and run Facebook ads at scale, 500,000 to $1 million a month, and look at the breakdown tab. Look at the click-through rate. Look at the age demographics that are converting the most and watching the content the longest. It's 55 and up. Look at the cheapest cost per acquisitions. It's 55 and up. So why not direct your entire marketing plan towards this demographic to begin with, and just avoid all the headaches that is that younger demographic? And that's what I'm trying to convey in this video to you guys now. So funnels, advertorials, and landing pages that trigger dopamine reward centers. This is what this audience looks for when shopping. So the younger audience, they're looking for, influencers or people that they can relate to, or something that they don't have that gives them status or authority. This older demographic doesn't give a shit about that. They want stuff that's going to help them. They want stuff that's going to make them feel better. They want stuff that's going to make them live longer. When you're finding products that solve problems like sciatica, arthritis, knee pain, foot pain, insoles, etc. Those are just some fast examples. This audience is susceptible to wanting those things and impulsively buying them at a premium price if you're educating them properly along the journey. Now, if you're just somebody that's going to pop up a 55 plus ad on Facebook and not have any of the preemptive landing pages that I'm going to talk about later in this video, it's going to be very hard for you to see success. These people follow a set parameter when they're buying a product, and they're only susceptible to that set parameter when you're only targeting above that age demographic. And now Facebook targeting in itself is very, very accurate. So even if you don't set an age demographic, which I never recommend doing, you never set an age demographic for Facebook ads anymore. You just let it run all broad. Facebook will naturally know that your advertorials and your tripwires are set towards that demographic to begin with, and feed that content towards the right audience and not waste funds on that younger audience. So what does that do for me, and how fast does it do it, is a question that they're going to ask when they're viewing your content. It's very important that you answer their questions before they get the chance to ask. So instead of flooding that email inbox with all these questions about your product and the value prop of the product, you need to answer every single question beforehand. And how you can do this, we're all pretty much within the same demographic of age, right? So we're Zoomers to millennials that are making these stores and these products. And it's important that you send your landing pages to your loved ones and just show them, right? And now they might not be your target demographic. They're going to ask you questions about the product and about the landing page. And that's ultimately been a massive help for me. You can also utilize ChatGPT and say, imagine yourself as the average 55 plus consumer. Analyze this landing page and tell me what you'd improve on, and tell me the questions that you'd have that aren't being answered on the landing page. Not enough people utilize that strategy as well. So these people, they don't mind spending more if it means getting the best. And part of getting the best is educating them along their consumer journey to believe that your product is the standout option. And I'll show you some strategies on how to do that here. So in this module, we're talking about product key benefits to focus on for 55 and up. There's 3 overall goals when selling to this market, and here's the breakdown. The goal number 1 is to be bold, be direct. This audience responds well when claims feel tailored to them. Clarity beats subtlety every time. So be bold with your claims. If you're using ChatGPT to create, let's say, a narrative or a narration using, 11 labs. Tell them to be bold. Tell them to be borderline gray hat in the marketing strategy. What I mean by gray hat is like be hyper aggressive with the way that you're advertising these products, because in order to get through this demographic, they're pretty stubborn, but once they get through the doubts and they go through that education process with the product, they're immediately going to buy and they're immediately sold, and they're going to be your best customer archetype to focus on. Goal number 2 is highlight one key benefit towards their lifestyle appearance and or quality of life aggressively. So what I mean by aggressively and find one key benefit is there's many different ways that you can market a product, but when you're targeting 55 and up, you need to highlight one key benefit. So if it's like a hand massager, it fixes arthritis pain. If it's insoles, it helps repair sciatica. If it's like something for skincare, it helps reduce crow's feet or crow's wrinkles. So you highlight one key benefit for each product. And if you need any help doing that, once again, you go to ChatGPT, you say, I'm selling insoles to people over the age of 55 and up. Give me 5 key benefits that I can focus on, and then pick the one that you believe is the most susceptible to convert, and then just hyper create content towards that benefit or that consumer archetype. Goal number 3 is to answer all their questions before they get to the sales page. I've spoken about this before. Once again, you just use ChatGPT to analyze your landing page and basically ask ChatGPT to say, what questions would you have if you were looking at this landing page if you were over the age of 55, and then answer them on the page. You can also take screenshots of your landing page and input it as a photo into ChatGPT and have them analyze the above the fold, below the fold, have them analyze the entire funnel, and then give you respective parts to improve on. Problem, solution, over and over and over again. So if you're focusing on sciatica, it's a problem, it's a solution. It's a problem, it's a solution. Here's the lifestyle, here's the quality of life. Here's the lifestyle, here's the quality of life. You repeat that over and over and over again. And next step is going to be educating them along this process. In this section, we're talking about the 3 types of landers that are optimized for 55 and up. So with the 55 and up market, you can't simply just go product to sales page like you might with younger buyers. You need to weave a story that builds trust, context, and connection first. So here's a typical sales page. These templates are all available inside of Future Group. Here's a quiz page. This is my favorite. And then here's an advertorial page. So an advertorial page is like almost like an article. So when you're running paid ads, you say like, doctors are stunned, Paula Abdul's at-home arthritis cure is now available to the public. It's like a catchy headline. People over the age of 55 are going to read it. They're going to be educated on the product and the benefits. And then they're going to go to the page like this when they click check inventory. And that's the sales page there. Now, a quiz page is a little bit different. When you're formulating a quiz page, you're basically asking the customer to give you a bunch of information about themselves and the symptoms that they're experiencing. And then at the end, you're giving them the sales page as a qualified discount for completing that quiz, right? So it's really smart. And I use a ton of these pages. Pretty much all of my advertorials are run through a quiz page, and it's really aggressive in my marketing. So it's free for them to complete the quiz. And then I'm educating them throughout the quiz, and I'm giving them fear through the education process. So I'm asking them questions like, have you thought about surgery for your arthritis pain? And then if they say yes, then it gets sent to a second page that says, hey, surgery can be scary and intimidating. You should try and do everything that you can before to cure your arthritis pain before you have to go under the knife or something like that, And it's not like I'm doing anything that's unethical. I'm just telling them basically, hey, here's a problem. Here's what that looks like, magnified. And then here's a solution that we can offer to you before you take that really aggressive step towards helping fix your problem, right? It's not just arthritis pain. It could be sciatica, anything, healthcare, skincare. You can do skincare quizzes for people over the age of 55 and up. Women especially love that stuff. You can ask them about the products that they're using and why you're different, the spot wrinkles that they're looking to improve upon, and why your cream is specifically tailored towards those benefits. You guys can sort of formulate the scenario that I'm giving you right now if you're a creative and smart marketer, and see what I'm talking about and understand why this is such a powerful tool and why this consumer is so susceptible to this style of marketing, right? If you can set this up and structure this intelligently and over enough of a period of time, you're going to save yourself a ton of headache with trying to sell to a younger demographic. And that's what I'm trying to hone in on here. So let's be specific with this particular page here, okay? So quiz page, which is my favorite, an opportunity to answer real-time problems and solution questions, hone in on symptoms and address them with engineered solutions tailored for their symptoms, plus you qualify them for exclusive discounts and offers at the end. So as you can see here, this is an example of one of my quizzes. Answer a few quick questions to find your tailored arthritis solution 100% free. You can see here they select their age, and then at the end they say here, based on your quiz's answers, you'll melt away stubborn arthritis pain and stiffness in just 3 months with the Artheon Pro. Congratulations, because you qualify, we guarantee you'll notice visible improvements and comfort within the first 3 weeks or your money back. This is based on your responses for the quiz. Results vary and timelines and benefits potential. You're one of 6 today who have qualified for our largest available discount. 4,000 quizzes have been taken in the last 24 hours. And then they get prompted to a sales page here. So once again, super creative marketing. All these templates are available for you inside of Future Group. If you don't know how to create these quizzes, you can use ChatGPT and just go ahead and reverse engineer the process that I'm doing here. All of these pages are live and available to the public, so you can utilize them. Second, definitely not least, advertorials work because they sell without selling. By leading with education, context, and story, you create an experience that feels natural rather than pushy. For the 55 and up market especially, this approach builds trust, positions your product as the clear solution, and makes conversions feel like the logical next step instead of a forced decision. So when somebody's reading these, you guys might have seen these if you click on any native ads. So Taboola, Outbrain, these ads go crazy and they work because, once again, if you're over 55, you can see the testimonial images here. They're people over the age of 55 that are being susceptible to this style of marketing. You don't want to show them people that are like 20 or in their 30s or in their 40s. You want to feel very comfortable along the buying experience. And people over the age of 50 are also interested in articles. They like reading, so they like learning about products and they like understanding what it is that they're getting into, especially if it's a big problem that they have, right? So if you have a problem, what's the first thing you do? You go on, you search up symptoms of that problem, you look up other people's experiences having that problem. These problems are all available 24/7. People don't necessarily look up arthritis relief. You know, they could search it maybe once, but if they're naturally looking on Facebook, and people that are over the age of 55 will naturally have sore hands, sore joints, they're gonna be susceptible to receiving this content to begin with. And once they educate themselves on the content, then they're gonna say, hey, I didn't know that this product existed to help me with these symptoms. So once again, you're finding a mass appealing product, so something that everybody over the age of 55 is gonna experience at one stage of their elder years. And then you're marketing it creatively to educate them, one, on what's ahead. Even if they don't have arthritis, people are going to be interested in reading this article. And then at the end of it, they can say, hey, cool, I might not have arthritis right now, but my hands are sore after using the computer or being on the phone all day or driving my car. This is an at-home relief that tailors a solution to those problems that everybody over 55 is experiencing. And last up, the sales page. So this is the final home run. This is like, you know, you're fishing, you cast a lure, you reel it in. This is the reel in, right? So at 55 and up, sales pages work best when it feels clear, trustworthy, and easy to navigate. With larger visuals, simple structure, and answers to common questions built in. It guides them step by step and reduces hesitation, creating a smooth, confidence-building path to purchase. Bold claims, heavy bundle discounts are king and always work best for the 55 and up audience. So as you can see here, this is one of the sales pages for the Artheon Pro. It's an advanced arthritis joint pain relief therapy. It gives them the highlights of exactly what it offers, the bundle and save offer, and then here, as you can see, this is just, if you scroll down on this page a little bit, everything you need for pain-free hands delivered to your doorstep. So the 30-day Artheon guarantee, quality assured products, fast and reliable shipping, secure and easy checkout. Sale live for 24 hours. They can order right here. And then we bundled in some arthritis relief gloves as an upsell. So you can see here, one Artheon Pro kit plus free flex gloves included. This product, if you weren't advertising it with advertorials and educational funnels, you wouldn't be able to sell it for over 60 bucks. With the educational funnel and the advertorial and the quiz, we sell this product for $199, and it's the exact same product that you would ship if you were selling it for $69. We're just selling it at a premium price because the consumer is educated on what the product does, and we're positioned as being the solution to this problem. Not just something that they're going to go on Amazon and say, oh, I want a hand massager, you know? It's not the Artheon Pro, it's different. So once again, you're sort of engraving yourself into that consumer archetype and saying, we are the original. We are the arthritis at-home kit. Look at what we offer. Look at the solution we offer. Are you interested? Because we're way different than what you can buy online, on Amazon, anywhere else. We're the Artheon Pro. You read our article about us. You took our quiz, and now you're on our landing page. They can't get that experience from Amazon. Ask anybody over the age of 55. They care about quality. They want to buy the best. So to kind of summarize and wrap up a little bit here, older adults are now a driving force in the US online shopping. More than 67 million Americans age 55 and up purchase online, and this group controls over half of the total consumer spending. A share expected to climb to 62% by 2050. While younger demographics dominate social-driven impulse buys, older shoppers bring unmatched financial strength and consistency, often prioritizing quality, trust, and convenience. So the TLDR for 55 and up, the 55 and up audience is massive online and commands the largest share of overall consumer dollars. While younger cohorts may transact more often on social channels, older shoppers show strong Amazon adoption and significant purchasing power online. So that's from Statista and AARP, which means that the older demographic is buying online. Ever since COVID, I think COVID was a massive benefactor to that. Ever since COVID and they were kind of forced in that direction of having to buy stuff online, they've been susceptible to an increase of marketing content on Facebook. And if you don't believe me, once again, scale to $100,000 a month, scale to $200,000 a month, doesn't matter what product you're selling, and go to the breakdown tab and see who's watching the videos the longest, see who's clicking through the most, and see what the cheapest CPA is. It's always going to be people over the age of 55. And if it isn't, then you're selling a product that doesn't fit that criteria. But if you're selling broad spectrum products, it's always going to be 55 and up. And that's why I'm so bullish on focusing and prioritizing this particular consumer bias for the future of dropshipping, and why you should as well, and not waste your time with 10 to 12% margins. The 55 and up market, you can still get 30 to 35% net margins because your product price is so much higher through educating them throughout the customer journey that just people under the age of 40 don't give a shit about. They're not susceptible to that style of marketing. So here's something that is really helpful, and I don't think a lot of people talk about. So the 55 and up conversion playbook, they don't want you using. Keeping these product features in focus will be responsible for your success with the 55 and up market. So number one, oversized clarity. Big fonts, bold claims, don't let them skim past your offer. Every headline should shout the main benefit. Number two is engineer trust, reviews, testimonials, doctor recommended, as seen on TV, stack it all, overwhelm them with credibility so doubt feels irrational. Number three is lifestyle anchors, show the product in their world, happy couples, active retirees, family moments. Don't sell the item, sell the life they see themselves living with the solution that your product offers. Number four, answer objections before they exist. Layer frequently asked question style callouts down the page. Like I said, answer their questions. Does it work if? What if I'm older? Is there a guarantee? Each answered like you read their mind. So once again, take 55 and up, cadence, reading styles, put it in a chat GPT and say, formulate my frequently asked questions for specifically 55 and up questions based on this product landing page. ChatGPT is your friend here. Don't be scared to use it. Follow up even more, continue, bring it home. Push scarcity and exclusivity. Limited offers, only available for those who qualify. So make them feel on the landing page like they've qualified for that offer. Countdown timers, not so much, but it definitely helps to say 24 hours only. That's what I mean by countdown timers there. This demographic responds heavily to exclusivity and urgency. So like you said, when they answer that quiz, at the end of the quiz, you're one of 6 who have qualified for this particular discount here. Risk-free obsession, hammer the guarantees. Try it for 90 days risk-free. It removes the fear, makes saying no harder than saying yes. Emotional hooks first. Lead with fear, aspiration, or curiosity before logic. Headlines that spark, that's me, or what if I miss this? Grab attention instantly and pull them deeper into the funnel. So once again, you want to showcase to them, even if they don't have the symptoms, this is what's ahead for them just based on aging and just based on natural decline with Western culture and Western practices. This is what we could do to help you slow those symptoms utilizing our products, whether it's healthcare, skincare, beauty, arthritis, sciatica, knee pain, just generally having more energy, metal detoxes, fat loss, weight loss, all this shit works no matter the demographic, but 55 and up are extremely susceptible to it. And if you get smart at marketing to them, you'll get rich in the process. here's something that I wanted to talk about specifically. This is a personal experience. So if I had to start over tomorrow, I'd bet everything on 55 and up. So if I didn't have any experience with dropshipping and all of my previous success, if I had to run one particular store now to go from 0 to where I am today, I'd focus on 55 and up funnels. And if you run a CBO for a mass appeal product on Meta in 2025, 2026, 75% of your conversions are going to come from the 55 and up demographic. I've said that like 4 times in the video. It's just true. If you don't believe me, scale to $100,000 a month and look at the breakdown tab for age demographics. The cheapest CPA will always be 55 and up, and you're wasting your CPM budgets on anybody under. Why cater to 25% of the market when the highest paying best customers are 55 and up? Just adjust your marketing structure and offers to cater to your product, or to cater products that fit their demand. Once again, if I had to start over, I wouldn't waste any time with any younger demographic. I just wouldn't. All of my marketing techniques now, whether I'm doing product research on Kalo data, Ad Spy, utilizing Shop Hunter, and I'm setting filters between $5,000 and $15,000 a day and seeing what's trending and what's scaling, I literally just take those products and formulate them for an audience that's above 55. And every single month I convert in the multiple 6-figure net profits doing that. And you guys can totally do this too. It's not impossible. It's just end game dropshipping, end game e-commerce. The simplest way to make money online with dropshipping is to find a product that fixes a problem and to cater it to somebody that's over the age of 55. That's just simple. That's literally all you have to do. And if you utilize these strategies in this video, and if you get good at creating super elusive funnels that people get sucked into and they love buying your product because you've educated them on what the product offers them for their lifestyle and for a symptom that they have, I mean, that's the difference between 35 to 40% margins and 8 to 12% margins selling to people younger. So I told you guys I would give you guys some winning products. These are some products that have worked for me. I'll give you examples of them, and when you see them, you can sort of see what type of products do well and how you can find products like this for an older demographic as well. So one of them is 100% Peruvian yak soap. This product changed my life. When I found this product in 2019, I saw a funnel that was so beautifully crafted, and it was a sort of a documentary style video where it showed that these Peruvian women that live in high altitudes that use this yak soap, because yaks are natural in that environment, they milk the yaks and then they convert it into soap. That soap produces incredible collagen in their skin, right? And this collagen provides them with like this youthful elasticity that American or Western soaps just don't do. So when I found this funnel, it was like, holy shit, okay, they're formulating this incredible story on these women who have this incredible young skin that are much older, and they showed examples of these women. And then they said, hey, you can make, here's a Peruvian yak soap recipe. So they click that link, and in the recipe, obviously they're not going to get access to yak milk. So below in the article, it said check local inventory. I clicked to check local inventory, and then it had this next page that I guess got my tracking IP, and it was like, we found Peruvian yak soap in Toronto, Ontario, but it was their brand, and it said like 1 of 75 left in stock. And I knew what they were doing right away, right? They did like an IP pull, IP_location in the headline or whatever. And it was just incredible. When I saw it, I was like, holy shit, okay, this is what I want to focus on. This is what I want to get good at. And ever since then, I've been just stacking $50,000 to $75,000 days utilizing these strategies with products exactly like this. Everybody knows about super shitty products and selling them quick on TikTok when that was a thing, like sub $20 products. Now people are selling stuff on Facebook that are like 30 to 40 or 30 to 50 that solves a problem. But this particular style of dropshipping is my favorite, and I don't see too many people. I see a lot of endgame guys doing it, but I don't see too many like beginners or intermediate guys really focusing on it. Next up, metal foot detox patches. This I showed metallology. I made it as an example, but these have done well for years. They're always reformulated as something else, right? So it's like either it's metal foot detox patches, which I kind of came up with just as an example, or it's like fat loss foot patches, or it's like, illness remedy foot patches utilizing like onion powder or baking soda and like this really elusive, rare honey. Patches have been around forever. Now there's one like GLP-1, which is like a dopamine receptor patch, happy patches, that's going around. So patches typically have always done well. I knew a guy who scaled to $20 million in a month with a fat loss belly button patch utilizing YouTube ads from Australia. So always somebody killing it utilizing patches, something to consider. You just basically take a patch online and rebrand it towards a solution, and that works. Next up is energy saving home device. This is a product that went super viral in Europe for an advertorial that I created, where basically they could plug it into an EU adapter and it'll have an algorithm that helps them save on energy. So there's something called dead energy that sits in your walls, and that's basically like when you plug something in, it's instant, right? That power surge is instant. And what this does is it forces it back into the reader, so you don't have dead energy just sitting in your walls. And this did really well. I mean, this was a product that we were selling for $49, and we were saying over the course of 12 months you can save like 249 euros, and we were targeting over 55, and this product did really, really well. I believe you can buy these products for $9 or $12 on AliExpress. But the formulation and the way that we packaged it was the thing that made it sell so well. Next up is a at-home spa fat loss device. So women over 50 looking for a fat loss remedy without spending thousands. It's a little video here. It's kind of like an at-home liposuction. And you can see here there's a 3D graph of it actually spot healing the fat. This is a funnel that we built out completely that's still scaling today, and it's doing really, really well. So you guys get an idea of how these winning products are formulated and how they all sort of follow a demographic. They're all healthcare, beauty, home, broad, mass appeal. Everybody wants to save money on energy. And then like fat loss, who doesn't? And these products do really well, and you're able to market them today on Facebook, whereas like 5 or 6 years ago, Meta would have been clamping down on what type of videos or products are being advertised. Now Meta's back to pretty much being the Wild West with full broad CBOs, as long as you don't have any really super bold before and after statics on the main page, you're okay. But that's one of the reasons why you use a tripwire, right? So if you use like a quiz, or if you use like an advertorial and you don't have before and afters on the quiz or on the advertorial, and on the sales page you actually do, you're fine, because that's not going to trigger meta bots, right? So something to think about there. Last but not least, in the last 5 minutes of this video, I want to talk about Future Group. So my mission isn't to overwhelm, it's to assist. I teach endgame e-commerce to those who already know the fundamentals but want that final edge, the push that helps them spot market shifts before anybody else. E-commerce should be fun and doesn't need to be complicated when executed with the right structures and strategies from day one. You're essentially skipping the trial and tribulations, joining by utilizing our extensive portfolio of ads, vendors, insiders, solutions, and network, so you can plug and play as an expert right away. So if you guys don't know me, I run Future Group. I've been running it now for 2 years. I've never run a paid ad for Future Group. It's always just been through word of mouth. We have over 350 members, and inside you can see we have 2,500 handmade winning ads for advertorials, for general niche products. We have insider services, so that's, if you don't know what that is, you'll find out inside of the community. We have unavailable strategies, so strategies that I will never talk about on a public YouTube video. We have insane landing pages that are available as templates for you. It's a one-time fee forever, so it's not like you have to pay monthly or you have to be upsold. I like this selling format way better. It's like you just rip the band-aid off, get it over with, and then you're in forever. We have 325 plus members, 350 now, no side coaches or mentors. And I have over 10 years of knowledge or networking. So you're never going to be like hustled or passed on to like some bullshit call with a side coach or a mentor. You get access to me one-on-one. You get access to DMs with me one-on-one. And if you're a pro member, we get on live calls and we utilize fundamentals that I use for my products and my businesses. And I get to implement that directly into your products and your businesses as well. If I had to go back, I totally would just sell to 55 and up. But I don't have to go back. I can focus on it now, and I can help teach you guys and assist rather than convince. I'm not here to convince you to join my program. I'd rather just assist you and provide as much free content and free value as possible. And then hopefully you guys see through the shitstorm and dust in the e-commerce space and just end up going, you know what? I feel the most comfortable with this community, and I like what this guy puts out there. So without further ado, 55 and up, start tackling it. The advertorials and the pages all inside of this, so the quizzes, all the landing pages, all of the quiz templates, everything is available inside of Future Group, as well as 2,500 plus handmade winning ads not seen on Spy Tools for products that fit this criteria just like this. If you're interested, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you have a great day.